Welcome to Workplace Digest. It's truly great to have you here again. Today, I want to start with something that might challenge the way many people think about getting hired. One of the biggest misconceptions I see in the workplace is this, and especially in this market and in this climate, is that people believe hiring is purely about talent. Well, guess what is not? Many professionals assume that if they are skilled enough, experienced enough, intelligent enough, the job will naturally flow, the job will naturally come to them. But the reality is a little more complex than that. Talent absolutely matters, skill absolutely matters, experience as well absolutely matters, but hiring decisions are often shaped by something deeper than talent alone. They are shaped by what I call clarity, they are shaped by readiness, and they are shaped by whether someone truly understands the role that they're stepping into and how their experience connects to it. Over the years, I've watched incredibly talented and capable people walk into interviews fully qualified for the role that they're interviewing for, but yet they still struggle to move forward in the process. And guess what? It's not because they lacked the ability to do the work, not at all, but because the story of their experience never became clear during the interview, during the conversation with the team. Sometimes that shows up when someone is asked about their background and they begin listing tasks instead of explaining the impact of their work. They might say something like, I managed projects, coordinated with teams, and handled several responsibilities. And while those things may be true, the hiring team is still trying to understand what actually changed, right? Because that person was in that role. What impact did they actually have? I remember specifically a situation where two candidates had very similar background and experience on paper and reached out to them to conduct interview. One of the candidates spoke quickly and listed everything they had done. It sounded busy and impressive, but it was hard to understand what their real contribution had been within that role and within that organization. The other candidate approached the conversation very differently. They paused, they thought about the question, and they said something simple. They explained one challenge their team had faced, the role they played in solving that particular challenge, and what the outcome looks like once the issue was resolved. In just a few minutes, the hiring team could clearly see how that person thought, how they worked with others, and the value they brought to their team. This was primarily the reason why the team picked someone else over this other candidate. That difference was not just about talent. Both candidates were capable, they could do the job, they both had the experience. The difference was clarity. So let me say something gently because I want people to take a deep breath. I want you all to take a deep breath when you hear this. Confidence alone does not get someone hired, it doesn't get you hired. Clarity does. When hiring team listen to candidates, they're not usually searching for perfection. No one is perfect. I mean, they're not expecting you to come in all polished, right? But what they're listening for is alignment. They're trying to understand whether you truly see the role clearly, whether that person understands what the team is trying to accomplish, and whether they understand themselves well enough to explain how their experience fits into that picture. Now, some of the strongest candidates are not the loudest people in the room. Surprise, surprise. They are often the ones that are the most grounded. They can explain their journey in a way that feels thoughtful and steady. They can say, here is what I've done, here are the lessons I've learned along the way, and here is where I believe I can contribute next. When someone speaks with that level of clarity, the conversation changes. The hiring team can suddenly see where that person might fit, how they might grow within their organization, and how their experience actually aligns with the need of the role and aligns within the team. This is why advice like just be confident, right, can sometimes leave people feeling frustrated. Confidence without clarity can feel like someone is trying too hard to say the right things. Okay, but when someone understands their own story and the value that they bring to the role, to an organization, their confidence becomes natural rather than forced. So if you are navigating the job market right now, it's important to remember this. Preparation is not something to feel embarrassed about. No, it's not at all. Taking time to reflect on your experience, thinking about the problems you have solved, and understanding how those experiences connect to the role that you want is actually one of the wisest things that you can do for yourself and for your career, and for the opportunity for you to land that role that you are desiring. When preparation and self-awareness come together, something powerful happens. Your answers become clearer, your confidence becomes steadier, and the people across the table begin to see not just your skills, but the impact that you are capable of making. At the end of the day, building a meaningful career is not only about working harder. No, it's not at all. Or pushing yourself further. Sometimes the real advantage comes simply from understanding how the workplace works and learning how to communicate your story with clarity. I hope this blessed someone. I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I do not take it for granted. If this conversation resonated with you and you would love to see more conversations like this, please feel free to subscribe. Follow workplacedigest.org for more insight and practical guidance on navigating the workplace with clarity and confidence.